Oh, hello. Oh, didn't see you there. Welcome to
Mudford, what
Oh,
are you doing? You're just...
Yeah.
We're expecting guests. My glasses, give me those. And you can't read?
No, I
Come
can't
now,
read.
Mudford, we must be prepared for when the... Oh! Hello. Welcome to Kettlehead's Holiday Special. We have a variety of puppetry acts for your entertainment this evening. We must admit it's been an odd year, for all of us, and especially artists, making the transition to digital medium and moving all of their work online. If you do enjoy this show, we would like to ask that you consider donating, subscribing, or just sharing. Sharing is caring. And we care here at Kettlehead. This year, we have created several new acts specifically for virtual theater, some of which we will share with you this evening, including some gifts of holiday past. We have brought the Kettlehead Carolers out of their box from the attic to perform their rendition of Away in a Madhouse, with lyrics by the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society.
Away in a madhouse, confined to my bed, from visions and nightmares that filled me with dread, the doctor has sweetly inserted a probe to sever completely my prefrontal lobe. Electroshock therapy, mind-numbing pills, they change my behavior to cure all my ills. I love Arkham Asylum, my own padded cell. I'll stay here forever, for outside it's hell. Der 5. Dezember ist ein Tag, den keiner der schlimmen Kinder mag.
Oh, you know, I was the inspiration for that puppet piece.
I don't think that's true, Mudford.
It was. The monster was orange. And I know the puppeteer.
As do I. But how did you like the music?
Oh, I didn't like it.
Well, why not?
They didn't play my favourite
Well,
song.
what is your favourite song, Mudford?
The pudding song.
The pudding song?
Yes. Oh, bring me a baby pudding. Oh, bring me a baby pudding. Oh, bring me a baby pudding. And we'll light it on fire.
Hello, and happy holidays. I am Agnes, and this is Mudford.
And this is Agnes.
We hope you are doing well, and we hope you enjoy this special holiday episode of
Food
Agnes's
with Mudford.
Cannibal Kitchen. This time of year makes me think of the good old days before my doctor broke my heart by telling me I could no longer enjoy my favorite food, children. I still remember foraging for lost children in the woods, luring them with my mother's infamous gingerbread recipe. I can still smell the Jonathan Swift-style roast. I was looking for some new recipes to try, and you can imagine my delight when I found an old sailor recipe called a drowned baby, already child-free. I will be making my own version today, with some additional holiday flavors and a festive holiday mold.
Holiday mold.
To make the boiled brandy baby, you will need brandy, of course. Stop that. 2 eggs,
Mammals.
baking soda, and a pinch of salt,
Oh, yummy.
butter,
Butter.
a mix of dried fruits. I'm using raisins and cranberries for their bloody hue, and some dried batwing as well. An orange. A mixture of spices. I'm using
Spices.
cardamom and cinnamon and nutmeg, but I hear that ginger can be a nice touch as well.
Cardamom.
White sugar and brown sugar. This recipe calls for lots of sugar. And finally, flour. You are going to add half of the spices to the dried fruit mixture and pour in some brandy to let them soak.
Yummy.
Cream together the butter and the sugars.
Yummy.
Mix your dry ingredients in another bowl. Now add the remaining wet ingredients to the sugar and butter. Orange. The dried fruit mixture, dry no longer.
Stir.
And eggs.
Egg.
I forgot the spices. Hopefully you didn't. No worries. We mix them in now.
Yummy.
Mix the wet ingredients with the dry. And stir into
stir
a
it
nice batter. Now scoop some of the batter out and put it into a festive holiday mold.
Moldy.
I've chosen this mold of a human child to remind me of holidays past.
Baby.
Once you have filled your mold, steam it in the cauldron for 30 minutes. You can also wrap it in a cloth and boil it like they did in ye days of old. Mudford,
Yes.
watch the cauldron.
Oh, but Agnes, we could be here forever.
What?
You know a watch cauldron never boils.
Watch it, and I shall return in 30 minutes.
Yes.
Once it is sufficiently steamed,
Hello.
take it out of the cauldron.
It's a baby.
Carefully take the baby out of the mold and put it on a plate. Serve with the pudding sauce. In our case, we shall be using brandy. For an added gruesome spectacle, we shall light the baby on fire. And there you have it. A boiled brandy baby.
Brandy baby.
We hope you enjoyed this holiday episode of Agnes's Cannibal
Food with
Kitchen.
Mudford.
Have a wonderful holiday. Say goodbye, Mudford.
Goodbye, Mudford.
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye. Goodbye.
Das laute Glockengeläut, die Kinder in ihr Haus verscheucht.
You know, Mudford, it was admittedly a bit horrifying when you mentioned it, but now that I've tried it, it's really quite pleasant.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. You know, you can have the rest. I've already had a baker's dozen.
Well, thank you very much. That's very generous, Mudford. Speaking of generosity, it would be really kind and considerate of all of you if you were to think at least a little bit about subscribing, liking, donating, and or at least sharing.
How much is in a baker's dozen? Is it more or less than 28?
28? Mudford, did you eat 28 babies?
I got a very fast monasticism.
You might want to get someone to look at that. Our final piece this evening is The Kingdom of Mice, from Catherynne M. Valente's book, The Orphan's Tears, in the cities of coin and spice.
It's called The Orphan's Tales.
The Orphan's Tales?
I don't know if they were actually crying.
Well, The Orphan's Tales, then. But first, the Kettlehead Carolers return with Silent Night.
Silent night, blasphemous night, people quake at the sight, monsters rising from debris, yea, people screaming, please go away. Great Cthulhu has come. Great Cthulhu has come.
In the beginning there was dust, and in the end there will be dust, and in the middle there is dust, dust, dust. The church mice know that dust is the substance of all possible things. We have heard that in the impossible lands beyond the church door, there are some folk who believe that fire is the substance of all possible things, or water, or ether, or tiny specks of light no one can see. We cannot believe such folly exists. Though there are some of us who have heard, if only they had never begun to imagine such a thing. There is a burning ball outside these walls called the sun, and it is the brightest thing there is. We will eat that too, if it exists. In the dust nothing is bright. There's only the gray and the dun and the soft ashy smell of it brushing your whiskers at every moment. We hate it, but we did not know for a long time how it could be escaped. When I was a pinky at my mother's teat, I heard the old grey uncles talking about Baldtail, who was the viceroy of mice in days gone by, for there can be no king of the dust, which is all there is. Baldtail was brave, the bravest mouse the dust will ever allow. He, cloaked in dust, went forward from the corners, as viceroys sometimes do, being valiant rulers who do not shirk adventure. He saw the copper bowls which surround the weaver. He rose up on his hind legs to peer into the bowls, to see what they could contain, and his whiskers whickered back and forth, showering bits of dust into the bowl. As I have said, Baldtail was brave, so he rashly rose up onto his tiptoes and pulled the copper bowl over onto himself, and the dye, which is the magical and alien stuff the weaver keeps by her side, soaked him from his paws to the end of his bare tail. He was yellow, from eyeball to ear twitch, a brighter yellow than even this thing they call the sun could possibly be. The dye washed away the dust, and alone of all mice, Baldtail was free of it. Baldtail shed the substance of mortality and became golden. Baldtail returned to the dust-pillowed corners and told all the mice what he had seen and done. At first they recoiled from his yellow body in revulsion and terror. He hurt their eyes, which had never seen anything but dust, and their fellow mice roving in the dust, lumps of grey among the grey, but there Baldtail blazed. Yellow! Can you imagine the uproar? The consternation? There were now two things in the universe, dust and yellow. The more the mice looked at Baldtail, the more they envied him. One or two ventured to lick his gleaming fur with their pink tongues flashing through dust-covered teeth. He tasted so bright, they said, so bright and so warm. For his part, Baldtail exhorted us to go forth too and discover the bowls for ourselves. "The weaver sees nothing but her thread," he argued. "She will not hurt us. Become bright. Become other than dust." But we were afraid of the weaver then. She seemed so very large and cunning. But it was decided that we should become bright after all, and so we all agreed, in the corners of the corners, to eat Baldtail all up, and then we should all be yellow and triumph over the dust. We waylaid the viceroy in the thickest, dankest mires of dust, and with our teeth tore him haunch from long bald tail. He tasted like any other mouse. But oh, how it felt! We could feel his brightness in us, his yellow. It slid in our bellies like butter, like we dreamt the sun would slide. Those of us who ate of Baldtail were exalted among mice, and we began to think, as no mouse had done before, what if there were more than two things in the universe? What if there were more than dust and yellow? We could not begin to calculate what these things might be, but we hungered for more brightness, for more light, for more yellow. Those mice who had not tasted yellow mourned their loss, but they were more eager than any of us to find these other things. Some few of them went out from the corners and tilted her bowls over their heads. They came running back, scampering with glee, to show us that a thing called green existed too, and also the almost unfathomable purple. We gasped. We choked in awe and ecstasy. We could not believe the universe had room for these things and also dust. And we leapt upon them and slurped green and purple from their fur like meat from bone. Of course we slurped meat from bone too. Those were heady days. I cannot begin to tell you of the feast of red. But we do not wish to waste any more time lapping at her bowls. Why beg for crumbs when the roast is in plain sight? We know that the weaver is the source of all yellowness, all greenness, all purpleness, all redness, all that is not dust, and we will eat her up as we ate up Baldtail and Black Whisker and Dust Belly and Manglepaw, and how bright we shall be then. Der Campus dann, vor den Kindern steht, den Kindern dann das Lachen vergeht.
We're almost done with our show this evening, and I hope you've enjoyed our winter special.
Oh.
This year has proven a struggle for many of us, and if you can, support a friend, support an artist, support each other. And if you'd like to help us keep making the work we love, please donate, subscribe, and share below.
Yes.
Thank you to everyone who's made this all possible. H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, thank you. Catherynne M. Valente, thank you. And of course, thank you, our lovely viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mudford. It's been a pleasure working with you. I've been looking forward to this all year.
Me too.
That's about all I've had to look forward to. Anyways, we have one more song this evening. once more, the Kettlehead Carolers. Please, sing us out.
Oh.
Here comes Yog-Sothoth, here comes Yog-Sothoth, quick, let's try to hide. God, he's huge, those iridescent globes are 6 miles wide. He's just turned on H2Goo and had it for a snack. He's gonna visit your hometown, so run and don't look back.